Now to begin this guided hypnosis session, just go ahead and take a comfortable position in which you can create and cultivate a space of healing, relaxation, and gentle ease with yourself. And this will be the beginning of entrance into the hypnotic state. Now, the hypnotic state is simply a focused state of mental concentration with simultaneous features of relaxation, so you are able to absorb yourself in the most powerful part of your mind and make changes to the most ingrained emotional, mental, and behavioral patterns, and truly activate your true potential. Now, to enter this hypnotic state, which is a naturally occurring state, let's begin by relaxing the body. And to do so, let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. As you inhale, visualizing or imagining a white healing light moving through the body, removing any tension, anxiety, and destructive emotional states. And on exhale, releasing these toxins into the white light that surrounds the body. And notice that these toxins simply disappear and are released and transformed into this white healing light. And just go again, breathing in deeply. And now imagining this light moving in through the tips of the feet, the toes, the heels, the ankles, each and every muscle, releasing, relaxing, and letting go. And this white healing light moves up the calves, the knees, the thighs, each and every muscle, bones, down to the cellular level. Naturally release, relax, let go. And this healing light penetrates the deepest levels of the body, bringing with it the innate healing capacities, activating these in the body, and healing any systems that have been stagnated or overwhelmed by physical or mental stress. And just going on and breathing in this relaxation up the spine into the solar plexus, breathing in calm ease, expanding the solar plexus, and exhaling tension, holding stress, letting go. And this light moves up the chest and into the heart area, the symbolic area where we hold our sense of love and value, self-worth, and our trust within relationship with ourselves and others. It is a space where love either constricts or opens. And now just allowing this light to penetrate the heart, and gently and delicately release any holding residue patterns that have been unconsciously imprinted on this heart, limiting its expression in any way, and release it, let it go. Exhaling, opening the heart into a space of loving, reciprocal energy, into your nature as a loving being that is filled with infinite love and potential. And this white healing light moves into the throat, and the throat symbolically representing speech, communication, our inner voice, and this healing light just notices if there's any critical features in this voice, any negative inner dialogues, and it just begins to run through them and lift this negativity. And as you breathe out, the throat begins to be cleared of this harsh, critical speech, any anxiety-provoking ideologies, future worries, ruminating, are released and let go of completely and easily by this light of higher awareness that we each have within us, and that is most aligned with our truth of who we are. And when we connect to this light, this true essence of our being, we are able to activate on every level the highest expression of our unique abilities, our unique characterizations and personality and purpose in this world. And it is brought forward clearly and eloquently when we connect to this essence. And this light permeates through the top of the head. And this light just connects us deeply to this higher consciousness. And now with this higher consciousness, we draw our attention, our compassion to a certain emotional state, an afflictive state of anxiety, worrying about the future, worrying about our lives, that things will not go well, that we will be hurt, that we will be overwhelmed, that we will lose what we have, that we are not good enough, that we are afraid of being not accepted. And this drives this anxiety. And this anxiety can attach itself to any external circumstance in our lives. Anything we orientate to the future, and then we place all our attention on that going wrong, because at some time in our life we learned that the things we want to go right go wrong, and the only response to that is to worry, to ruminate, to make ourselves anxious in hopes of finding a solution. But we can now see how this anxiety is just a vicious cycle of thoughts clinging on to thoughts that truly never provide answers. And it's just circular in nature, and it keeps us stuck. And we can also bring to mind and understand where we learned this behavior, where we saw it most prominently, and how this behavior affected the person we learned it from in a negative way. And we can now choose to actively release the irrational system of anxiety from the mind-body system. And so to do this, I would like you to visualize or imagine yourself seated in a movie theater. And there's no one in this movie theater except you. And this movie theater is a mind theater in which you can play out past and future scenarios. And when you play them out, you can neutralize them emotionally so that you no longer react the same way. So I would like you to project on the screen simply by thinking about a situation that is causing you the greatest anxiety. And just watch it playing out. And as you watch it playing out, I would like you to raise your right index finger. And as you do, just bring up any anxiety, worrying, ruminating. Bring it up very strongly now. And bring it up as strong as you can. And when I click my finger, just go ahead and exhale and release it. Let it go. Now the screen turns black again. And there are no pictures. And let's just go ahead again. Bring up the anxiety-provoking situation. Have it play it on the screen. The thing you're most scared of, most worried about, most fearful. Imagining it happening. Play it out. Raise your right index finger. Bring up the anxiety strongly as you can now. Now let it go. Release. Exhale. The screen turns black. Now the next and final time you bring this up, you're going to notice something very interesting beginning to happen. As you watch this anxiety-provoking mind movie play out, you're going to notice as the movie plays, it is becoming more and more difficult to feel anxious about it. Because you can recognize that this is just made by the mind. And that it is in your control to no longer choose to feel anxious. So go ahead and bring up the movie. And just try your best to bring up anxiety. And the finger may raise slightly, but you're going to notice that instead, the movie is beginning to turn black and white and beginning to fade as the anxiety decreases and decreases and decreases. And now the screen turns white and release any remaining anxiety. And now we're going to play this movie again. And this time you'll notice that when the movie plays, you'll feel completely neutralized about it. This will have no impact on you. And instead what you'll have is a rising feeling of calm, of ease, and that this situation has no power over you, and so it turns white and we release it. Now you'll notice that if in future your mind tries to bring up this old thought pattern, it is going to become increasingly difficult to feel any emotions regarding anxiety again. You have seen and understood the futility of this thought process. And now, aligned with your higher consciousness, you understand that this is no longer of use to you. And so you choose to use your mind to manifest consciously a reality you would like to experience. So now I'd like you to go ahead and instead project a reality in your life that brings together the elements of happiness, purpose in life, deep self-acceptance, self-love, and self-expression, and a connection to a higher reality. And notice how your energy begins to elevate repercussions of such a reality, how the mind is filled with joy and love, and a sense of ease with all that is and all that isn't, that you are at ease with life, that nothing shakes your ground, that you are grounded, you are confident, you are certain, you are the lighthouse in life, you are the ground on which everything emerges from. So there is no event and no person that can shift your emotional sense of well-being, groundedness, confidence, and certainty. And as you look around you in this movie, you see that you stand in a reality where events are constantly changing, rising and falling. And you notice these changes, and you notice how internally you just feel at ease, detached, deeply happy. Happy in all events. Your happiness, your inner serenity is no longer determined by externalized events. Instead, you remain grounded in being the experiencer. And life is simply your movie, and you are neither attached to any outcome, but you focus your mind on love, on kindness, on compassion, and this paints a beautiful world. And you just smile as you see your world transforming. And you realize that this has now become allowing them to move into your being at the deepest levels of mind, deep into the depths of the sub-psyche, so they are planted firmly there, and every day in every way they rise into waking reality. So you experience the state of inner ease, confidence, sureness in yourself, awakened to your true potential, and that your life is reflective of this ease, and all those around you can see and are moved by this sense of inner knowingness. And you will find that all patterns of ruminating and negative thought patterns, anxiety-provoking ideas are broken. The cycle is completely broken. And even if you try to think this way, it would seem completely futile, and these thoughts would just slip out of consciousness, as this is no longer your paradigm of being, as your mind has been completely shifted to a higher state of awareness that no longer believes in a reality that is separate from yourself. And so with this knowing, every night, as you listen to this hypnosis, the realizations dawn at a deeper and deeper level, and really and truly become integrated on every level of being. And you slip into a state of deep, peaceful, healing sleep, where you sleep deeply and peacefully throughout the night. And your dreams function to heal you, to release any remaining patterns of thinking that are no longer of service to your higher good. And when you awake in the morning, you awake and revitalized, at ease, at peace, and filled with a sense of deep inner knowing and happiness. And now just drifting into a state of deep sleep,